Pain is something every human being experiences. It is universal, unavoidable, and deeply personal. Yet while we all go through pain, few of us truly understand its role in our lives. Many see pain as an enemy, something to avoid, something to numb, or something to run from. But what if pain is not the enemy? What if instead pain is a guide, a teacher that can lead us to power, strength, and transformation? Today we will explore how your pain is in fact the path to your power. Let us begin by understanding what pain really is. Pain is often thought of in two ways, physical and emotional. Physical pain signals harm to the body, prompting us to take action to protect ourselves. Emotional pain, on the other hand, is more complex. It can be caused by loss, rejection, failure, loneliness, or deep inner conflicts. Emotional pain hurts deeply, yet it does not show on the outside like a physical wound. This kind of pain is often harder to face because it demands an inner confrontation. Philosophers, psychologists, and spiritual teachers have long recognized pain as an essential part of the human experience. The Greek philosopher Heraclitus said, "Out of every 100 men, 10 shouldn't even be there. 80 are just targets. 9 are the real fighters, and we are lucky to have them, for they make the battle. 1 is a warrior, and he will bring the others back." What Heraclitus hints at is that pain and struggle separate those who grow from those who remain stuck. Pain is the battleground on which character is forged. To understand pain as a path to power, we must first change our relationship with it. Instead of asking, "Why me? Why am I suffering?" we can ask, "What can I learn from this pain? And how can this suffering shape me into someone stronger and wiser?" This shift in perspective is crucial. It allows us to transform pain from a burden into an opportunity. Think about a piece of coal. Deep beneath the earth, under immense pressure and heat, it transforms over millions of years into a diamond. The diamond is powerful, valuable, and beautiful, but it only exists because of the extreme pressure it endured. In the same way, your pain can be the pressure that shapes you into a person of strength and clarity. Let's look at some practical examples. Imagine someone who has lost a job unexpectedly. The pain of loss can be overwhelming. Fear of the future, loss of identity, and financial insecurity. But if that person chooses to face the pain and reflect on what went wrong, what can be learned, and what new paths might open, they can emerge stronger. Maybe they discover a passion they never pursued before or develop new skills. Their pain becomes the catalyst for growth. Another example is in relationships. Emotional pain from a breakup or betrayal often feels like the end of the world. Yet it can teach us about our values, boundaries, and what kind of love we truly deserve. Pain in this context sharpens our emotional intelligence and self-awareness, allowing us to create healthier relationships in the future. Philosophers like Friedrich Nietzsche famously said, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." This statement is not just a cliché, it points to a profound truth. Pain, suffering, and challenges test us, but they also build resilience. The journey through pain requires courage, patience, and a willingness to face discomfort without running away. This journey builds inner power, but power here is not about control over others or dominance. It is about mastery over oneself. It is the power to remain calm in the face of adversity, to keep moving forward even when everything seems lost, and to find meaning in suffering. This kind of power is rare and precious because it comes from deep within. Now, it's important to acknowledge that this is not easy. facing pain head-on is frightening. Our natural instinct is to avoid pain or mask it with distractions. We might turn to addictions, excessive work, or denial to escape the discomfort. But these temporary escapes never solve the root problem. The pain remains until it is confronted and processed. This is why developing emotional intelligence is so important. Emotional intelligence means understanding your feelings without judgment and learning to respond wisely. When pain arises, instead of suppressing it, you allow yourself to feel it fully. You ask yourself, what is this pain trying to tell me? And what action can I take to heal or grow? The practice of mindfulness is helpful here. Mindfulness teaches us to observe our pain without resistance or avoidance. By observing pain, we reduce its intensity and gain clarity. We begin to see pain not as a threat, but as a messenger. Historically, many spiritual traditions have embraced this view. Buddhism teaches that suffering is an inherent part of life, but that through awareness and compassion we can transcend it. The idea is not to eliminate pain, but to change our relationship to it, finding freedom even in suffering. Let's also consider the role of pain in creativity. Many great artists, writers, and musicians have drawn from their pain to create profound works that move others deeply. Pain can be a wellspring of creativity because it connects us to the depths of human experience. When we transform our pain into art, we find power not only for ourselves, but also for others who recognize their own struggles in our work. Pain, then, is both a personal and universal teacher. It breaks us open, reveals what truly matters, and invites us to grow beyond our current limits. The power that pain offers is not easy or quick, but it is real and lasting. In this first part of our exploration, we have seen that pain is unavoidable, but it does not have to be destructive. Instead, pain can be a path. A difficult path, but one leading to personal power. By changing how we view pain, embracing it with courage and mindfulness, and learning from it, we transform suffering into strength. In the next part, we will dive deeper into specific strategies to work with pain, including practical exercises and mindset shifts that can help you walk this path toward power more confidently. We will also explore how to distinguish between pain that helps us grow and pain that signals the need for healing or professional support. Remember, your pain is not your enemy. It is a messenger, a guide, and ultimately your path to power. Now that we have understood how pain can be a path to power, it is time to explore how you can work with your pain consciously and skillfully. The journey from pain to power is not automatic. It requires intention, patience, and the right tools. In this part, I will guide you through practical strategies that you can use to transform your pain into strength. The first and most important step is to acknowledge your pain fully. Many people try to deny or ignore their suffering because it feels too uncomfortable to face. But pain that is denied often grows stronger beneath the surface. It influences your thoughts, your mood, and your behavior in subtle ways. When you accept your pain openly, without judgment or shame, you reduce its power to control you. Acknowledgement means simply saying to yourself, I am hurting right now. It means sitting with your pain rather than pushing it away. This is not about wallowing or giving into negativity, but about allowing yourself to be real and honest with your experience. You might find it helpful to express your pain through writing, speaking to a trusted friend, or even meditating on your feelings. Once you have acknowledged your pain, the next step is to explore it with curiosity. Pain often feels chaotic or overwhelming because we resist it or fear it. But if you approach your pain with gentle curiosity, you begin to understand its nature and origin. Ask yourself questions like, where exactly do I feel this pain in my body? What thoughts or memories come up when I focus on it? What am I afraid might happen if I fully feel this pain? Curiosity transforms pain from an enemy into a teacher. It gives you control because you shift from being overwhelmed by pain to investigating it. That process might reveal underlying issues, unmet needs, past traumas, or limiting beliefs that you can then address. Another powerful practice is reframing your pain. Reframing means changing the meaning you assign to your suffering. Instead of seeing pain as meaningless or purely negative, try to see it as a signal or a lesson. For example, if you feel pain from a difficult breakup, reframe it as an opportunity to learn more about yourself, your boundaries, and what kind of relationship you truly want. Reframing is a skill that can take time to develop, but it is essential for turning pain into power. When you reframe your pain, you no longer feel like a victim of circumstance. Instead, you become an active participant in your own growth and healing. Let's also talk about the role of self-compassion. Pain often comes with harsh self-judgment. You might tell yourself, I shouldn't feel this way, or I am weak for being hurt. These thoughts add suffering on top of suffering. Self-compassion invites you to be kind and understanding with yourself, just as you would with a dear friend who is hurting. Practicing self-compassion involves recognizing that pain is part of the human condition, and that everyone struggles at times. It means treating yourself gently, offering words of encouragement, and giving yourself permission to heal at your own pace. Research has shown that self-compassion reduces anxiety and depression and increases resilience. Alongside self-compassion, developing emotional resilience is key. Resilience is the capacity to bounce back from difficulties. It does not mean you will never feel pain, but that you will recover and grow stronger through it. Building resilience requires consistent practice. One way to build resilience is through mindfulness meditation. Mindfulness teaches you to observe your thoughts and feelings without judgment, which helps reduce the intensity of painful emotions. When you meditate regularly, you create a mental space where pain can exist without overwhelming you. Another method is setting small, achievable goals during painful times. Pain can make everything feel impossible, but by focusing on tiny steps forward, whether it's going for a short walk, completing a simple task, or reaching out for support, you build momentum. Each small victory adds to your sense of power and control. In addition, cultivating a strong support system is vital. Pain can isolate you if you try to carry it alone. Sharing your pain with trusted friends, family members, or professionals can lighten the burden. Others can offer new perspectives, encouragement, and practical help. It is important to recognize when pain signals the need for professional help. Some kinds of pain, especially trauma or deep depression, require guidance from therapists or counselors. Seeking help is not a sign of weakness, but a courageous step toward healing. Now let's address a common question. How do you know if your pain is the path to power or if it is simply damaging you? This distinction is subtle but critical. Pain that leads to power challenges you, but ultimately helps you grow, learn, and become stronger. It may be difficult, but leaves you feeling more alive and capable in the long run. Pain that damages you, however, overwhelms your ability to cope. It isolates you, drains your energy, and leads to despair or harmful behaviors. When pain crosses this line, it is important to seek help and take steps to heal safely. In the journey through pain, cultivating meaning and purpose is a powerful tool. When you connect your suffering to a larger purpose, whether it is helping others, creating something meaningful, or growing spiritually, you find motivation to endure and grow. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor, famously wrote about the importance of finding meaning even in the worst suffering. His experience shows that meaning can turn pain into a source of incredible strength. Finally, remember that transforming pain into power is a process, not a quick fix. It takes time, effort, and patience. Some days will be harder than others. Some wounds will take longer to heal. But with each step you take toward embracing your pain and learning from it, you move closer to the power that lies within you. In summary, the key practical strategies to work with your pain are: acknowledge it fully, explore it with curiosity, reframe its meaning, practice self-compassion, build emotional resilience through mindfulness and small steps, seek support when needed, and connect your pain to a deeper meaning or purpose. By applying these strategies, you will find that your pain, instead of being a dead end, becomes a doorway to a stronger, wiser, and more empowered version of yourself. In the next and final part of this video, we will explore inspiring stories of people who transformed their deepest pain into incredible power. We will also discuss how you can maintain this power once you have found it, ensuring it continues to grow and support you throughout your life. Remember, your pain is not your enemy, it is your path to power. Now that we have explored how to understand pain and practical strategies to work with it, it is time to look at real-life examples. Stories of people who have faced great pain and used it as a path to power can inspire and guide us on our own journey. These stories show us that transformation is possible no matter how dark the pain feels. Consider the story of Oprah Winfrey. She grew up in poverty and faced many hardships, including abuse and rejection. Yet instead of allowing her pain to define or destroy her, she used it as fuel to rise. Oprah often speaks about how her difficult childhood taught her resilience and empathy, qualities that helped her become a powerful voice for millions around the world. Her pain became her power, shaping her into a leader who inspires hope and healing. Another example is the life of Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. In the unimaginable suffering of Nazi concentration camps, Frankl discovered that even when everything is taken away, including freedom and comfort, a person can find meaning. He developed what he called logotherapy, a philosophy based on the idea that meaning is the primary drive in human life. Frankl's pain led him to a deep understanding of the human spirit's power to endure and transform suffering into purpose. These stories remind us that pain, when faced with courage and intention, can open the door to inner strength and wisdom. The transformation is not always dramatic or public. Often it is quiet and personal, a steady growth of confidence, peace, and self-awareness. So how do you maintain and nurture your power once you have found it? How do you keep walking the path when life continues to challenge you? First, remember that power gained through pain is not a permanent state, but a living process. It requires ongoing attention and care. Just like physical strength needs regular exercise, emotional and spiritual power needs continuous practice. One way to maintain your power is through daily reflection. Set aside time each day to check in with yourself. Notice how you feel, what challenges you face, and how you respond. Reflection helps you stay connected to your growth and adjust your actions as needed. Another essential practice is gratitude. Pain often makes us focus on what is missing or wrong. Gratitude shifts attention to what is present and positive. By regularly acknowledging the good in your life, you build emotional resilience and joy which support your power. It is also important to continue setting boundaries. Pain can teach us where we need to protect ourselves better. Saying no to toxic situations or people, prioritizing your well-being, and creating space for healing are acts of power. Furthermore, keep cultivating connection and community. Power that isolates is weak and fragile. True power thrives in relationships where support, honesty, and care are shared. Reach out to others, offer help, and accept help when needed. This flow of giving and receiving strengthens your resilience. Spiritual or philosophical practices can also nourish your power. Whether through meditation, prayer, reading, or contemplation, connecting with something greater than yourself can provide perspective and strength during hard times. Lastly, remember to celebrate your progress. Every time you face pain with courage, every time you choose growth over avoidance, you are gaining power. Acknowledge these victories, no matter how small, and let them remind you of your capacity to overcome. Your pain is a profound teacher, and your path to power is ongoing. It is not about becoming perfect or never feeling hurt again. It is about embracing the full range of human experience and finding your strength in the midst of it. As you move forward, hold this truth close. Pain is not the opposite of power, it is its gateway. By walking through your pain with courage, curiosity, and compassion, you unlock a power that no external circumstance can take away. Thank you for joining me on this journey. Remember, your pain is your path to power. Embrace it, learn from it, and let it guide you to your greatest strength.